Recently, if you check the news in Japan, you'll see all sorts of issues being discussed. Challenges like the declining birth rate, shrinking rural populations, economic stagnation, and rising dissatisfaction with politics. It seems like criticism toward politicians is everywhere these days, especially when big decisions need to be made. We often hear things like, decision-making is too slow, or, in the end, nothing really changes. One of Japan's biggest concerns is the set of long-term challenges, such as an aging population and regional revitalization. For example, if things continue as they are, Japan's population could drop below 100 million by 2050, with almost 40% of people being elderly. Meanwhile, young people keep leaving rural areas, causing local economies to shrink. These issues call for quick and effective solutions, but we're not seeing much progress when it comes to concrete actions. That's why we're here to ask a big question. What if Toyotomi Hideyoshi came back as Prime Minister in modern Japan? Today, we're diving into this exciting what-if scenario. What would Japan look like if Toyotomi Hideyoshi were Prime Minister today? Hideyoshi was a charismatic leader who rose from humble beginnings as a farmer to become the ruler of Japan. With his bold decision-making and strong leadership, what kind of future could he create for Japan? Let's explore the changes we might see by comparing today's political style with Hideyoshi's unique approach to leadership. I think you'll enjoy this exciting look at a future with endless possibilities. Section 1. The leadership of Hideyoshi and its potential impact on Japan. First off, when you think of Toyotomi Hideyoshi, you think of charisma and the incredible power he wielded to unify Japan. If Hideyoshi were Prime Minister, he would definitely bring an energy and vibrancy to Japan that we haven't seen in a long time. His leadership style, with its decisive action, would be the total opposite of today's overly cautious approach. With Hideyoshi's strong hand at the wheel, issues like regional revitalization and the aging population would be tackled with a completely new level of urgency. Hideyoshi was a master of regional development. Just as he built thriving castle towns during the Sengoku period, he'd likely bring about a new wave of mini economic hubs, each with its own unique identity and a booming local economy. Section 2. A comparison with today's Japanese politics. In contrast, politics in Japan today are often described as too cautious and too slow. Major issues like the aging population or economic stagnation just pile up. And yet it feels like solutions take forever to happen, doesn't it? The reason for this is largely due to the bureaucracy and a political system that emphasizes consensus. But if Hideyoshi were Prime Minister, he'd likely shake up these complex systems, building a small team of trusted advisors, a system of direct retainers similar to those in his time, to make policies from the top down. Japan could see rapid change and might become a country that moves forward with speed and clarity. Section 3. Hideyoshi's aggressiveness and potential risks in today's society. But would he be the perfect fit for every situation? Maybe not. In today's society, his style could bring certain risks. Hideyoshi was known for being very strong-willed and never backing down once he'd made a decision. Modern leaders tend to be sensitive to public and media opinion, but Hideyoshi might push on without being swayed by criticism. Some people might even see this as a bit authoritarian, which could concern today's public. Then there's diplomacy. For Hideyoshi, the concept of world peace might not quite match his vision of Japan as a leader. With his spirit of tenka fubu, achieving peace through military power, he'd actively engage in negotiations, believing that Japan should lead the world. This approach might create some friction with other countries, but it could also strengthen Japan's presence on the global stage. Section 4. The new Japan that Hideyoshi would bring. If Hideyoshi were Prime Minister, we might witness a new Japan like we've never seen before. A Japan where regions are thriving like never before, and where the country stands proud and confident on the world stage. Even the challenges of population decline and economic revitalization might finally get the boost they need from Hideyoshi's bold reforms. Imagine watching Japan transform right before our eyes. So, what do you think? If Toyotomi Hideyoshi really were Prime Minister, how do you think Japan would change? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to tune in next time. Please subscribe to the channel.